Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of AnglersChannel.com video. We're at Sportsman's Warehouse in Columbia, South Carolina with fishing manager Craig Baird. And Craig, as we spoke earlier, we got a lot going on this weekend in the region, tournament-wise. It's just that time of year. It's going to be the first weekend in May, which means the Kyle Page up on Lake Murray Sunday. We got a CBC event going on down at Clark's Hill, which we were at last weekend, this Saturday. We got the Bassmaster Elite Series is over at West Point Lake in just north of Columbus, Georgia. And finally, we got the Sportsman's Warehouse Dream Tournament going on out at Chickamauga Lake outside of Chattanooga, which without question is the hottest lake in the country. So we're going to kind of go through these tournaments and mention a bait or two that we think would be applicable for that lake. And let's start out at Clark's Hill. I was there last weekend covering the Kicks 99 Hooked on Country Bass Tournament, and the winners had a little over 24 pounds. They just did a great job. They said they caught a lot of their fish fairly shallow on a spinnerbait. Yep. And Clark's Hill's back because there's some grass coming back in that lake, so there's a lot of excitement. The CBC's been, the South Carolina division has been on fire this year. We're looking for 150 to 200 boats down there. But again, I think the spinnerbait bite is pretty strong, and you've got a spinnerbait here to showcase for us.
Yeah, I think you got some of the inside information. A lot of the guys are coming in, not to give secrets away, but you mentioned spinnerbaits. That's one of them. Strike King seems to be the crowd favorite.
Get that right over there a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. So hard to beat a spinnerbait this time of year, and a lot of the guys, I hate to tell you what color to throw, but you can throw whatever you want as long as it's white.
Yeah, and I just heard that over and over down there. So I think spinnerbait has to be a part of the repertoire when you go to Clark's Hill this weekend. Yep. Now on Sunday, we've got the Kyle Page Foundation. It's got their event out at Lake Murray at Drew Allen State Park. That tournament's been around for a long time. There's a lot of loyal anglers that love to come down and fish that. Murray's kind of in a transition stage right now, a little bit of a post-spawn. Guys aren't really focusing on one particular lure, so you've got a few things you're going to show us.
Yeah, if you're really just trying to put a lot of numbers in the boat and not take a lot of chances, the Zoom Watermelon Red seems to be the crowd favorite again. Not to give too many secrets away, but that is definitely a popular bait. Matching that up with the spot remover. Yeah. That's just the standard stuff for the past couple of years here. Some of the guys are getting adventurous. Here's some different reports about people getting some action on topwater as early as it is. And again, the fish are kind of all over the board. Gunfish, got a lot of gunfish in here. Lake Murray Clear, #1 pick. By
far.
Yep.
Well, that's good info. And, Murray's back too. Murray's had a good year. There's been a lot of good bags caught out there. This is prime season. I mean, there are going to be some great weights this weekend. The Bassmaster Elite Series down on West Point Lake, that lake's come back a little bit. I would expect to see 4-day totals in the mid-80s, maybe low 90s. Those guys can make a bad lake look good. You got to remember that. So, but finally, we want to talk about the Sportsman's Warehouse Dream Tournament. It's the 8th annual Dream Tournament down on Chickamauga, which is just outside of Chattanooga. And as I was saying earlier, Craig, Chickamauga is the hottest lake in the country. So there's going to be a big turnout there.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of good information coming out of those guys. And, we have our sister store in Chattanooga, and, I was wondering why their numbers were up, and that's exactly why.
That's right. That's right. They got a big deal going on this weekend. And, hey, let me just give you some weights that we've been tracking through the Chattanooga Bass Association. We try to put their results up on the website when we get them. But the last couple tournaments, the winning weights down there have all been in the low to mid-30s. Now, I want you to think about that. There's not many lakes you can count on one hand that produce those type of consistent numbers. We did see a 34-pound bag last weekend at Santee. That's unusual, but we know Santee's hot. But Chickamauga for the past year has been consistently putting out 30-plus pound bags. I would expect to see several of those at the Sportsman's Warehouse Dream Tournament. I know that the team down there is really excited about putting this on. We're going to have some coverage down there for that event that'll be on the Progressive Bass Show. And hey, just a lot going on, a lot of good stuff. And you were just saying a minute ago, too, that you got a lot of product in the Columbia store right now.
Well, we're just getting hammered with product, which is a good thing. It's kind of a curse because you got to figure out where to put it. But the reality is that we're doing a good job filling the shelves, and it's about fully stocked at this point. A lot of cool new items, a lot of new rods, a lot of new baits coming in. So definitely come in and check it out.
Absolutely. And, hey, don't forget that you can get all these products online 24/7 at www.sportsmanswarehouse.com. And one other side note is you just added, I believe, 10 or 12 stores. You're up to 45 stores now nationwide. So Sportsman's Warehouse is certainly back on the growth track, which is exciting. Folks, we've said it for years. This is a great, great facility. If you're anywhere near the Columbia area, going to Clarks Hill this weekend, going to Murray, going to Santee, Wateree, Wiley, you name it, you need to come to Sportsman's Warehouse, Piney Grove Road exit off I-26. And don't forget to check us out online at www.sportsmanswarehouse.com. Craig, thanks for your time. We'll see you next week.